Chief Minister N. Biren inaugurates Northeast Region's largest LMO O2 plant, along with PSA O2 and cattle feed plants. Farmers of the state face fertilizer shortage. MLA O. Surya Kumar urges government to provide surplus fertilizer. A very good evening and welcome to MAMITv Primetime English News. This is MASACO NINGTHOUJAM giving you the latest news updates. Chief Minister N. Biren inaugurated the largest 20 KL liquid medical oxygen plant in Northeast region today, along with the PSA oxygen plant set up in Jainam's Hospital campus and the cattle feed plant in Veterinary Complex, Porampad. The PSA oxygen plant at Jainam's Hospital campus was inaugurated first, followed by the liquid medical oxygen plant and the cattle feed plant in Veterinary Complex, Porampad. The inauguration function was organized by Directorate of Health Services at the Veterinary Complex. Speaking on the occasion, Chief Minister N. Biren said, with the current COVID situation, the first priority of the government is to save lives of the people, and to be able to follow this, it is important for the concerned department and its staff to perform their duties sincerely, he added. The Chief Minister further affirmed in the last 4 years that the state has seen many positive changes. This has been possible only with the proper functioning of state administration and its staff, and added, not all works undertaken by the state for the people is politically influenced. In connection with the new cattle feed plant, Chief Minister N. Biren stated the plant is built maintaining quality standard and the project has been taken up solely for the people. The plant will help meet state's demand for cattle feed and reduce quantity of cattle feed procured from outside. Chief Minister N. Biren asserted the state should produce goods locally as much as possible so that it does not depend on other states. In this regard, the Chief Minister drew attention of the concerned departments and urged them to work sincerely to achieve this feat.
With some commitment and a conviction, last 4.5 years, I have seen many scenes. Like doctors' attitude, police' attitude, officers' attitude. Many changes I ure. Public friendly way, but governance has an opinion of Honaba. Adumanga Bungasia, last 4.5 years, the landscape scenes make when I see Tobunga. Say many Makai the Corona, say any Makam Sakare political Corona, say Yamani, Yamanan like Masi Laina when a Sukcha landscape scenes because of your effort in Gomangi, Liberiba, irrespective of department wise. Loina Makta Yam sincerely walked away. This is in Am Pazapazana issue based Kara, Loshin the Beada, but not the Beada Portrele. Go agricultural land, Kandabera. Agricultural land, see that just has a liver, ma'am, sir, must be timely away. Prevent over that, protect over that. Not that they cry, they get only. Sigi production, Sinakara could depend on being.
Minister of Veterinary and Animal Husbandry, O. Lukhoi, MLA of NINGTHOUJAM Assembly Constituency and Advisor to Chief Minister, Health, Dr. Sapam Ranjan, MLA of Kurai Assembly Constituency, Leishangthem Sushindro, along with department officials, attended the program. During this time of COVID hardships, farmers of the state are facing additional problem of fertilizer shortage, leaving them in big distress. This was stated by MLA of Kangabok Assembly Constituency, Okram Surya Kumar, during a 4-day social service camp program jointly organized by Social and Cultural Association and Lamding Ilangbam Lekai Task Force. During the kick-off function of the 4-day social service camp held at Lamding Ilangpam Lekai, MLA O. Surjakumar informed farmers cannot afford the overpriced fertilizers as one bag of fertilizer costs over 1,000 rupees in the black market. The MLA urged the state government to provide surplus supply of fertilizers to farmers and end their misery. If not through the MLAs, the fertilizers can be distributed through Pradhan, Zilla Parishad members and local clubs, the MLA suggested.
Government side tagi yamna thuna prajagi sentiment si yengbiraga hujik si har si black tadi phangdaba leite haiba black ta palising ama sama chani hene yogreba aduna praja sing si somda lising ama yankai piram haidi sama pi do doba yankai pi do hona khotna da chena da bakon thong kudingi tawra leine aduna yah ke taraf tagi prajagi representative am oina humble request tawjari bardi Prajagi sentiments yang biraga, lomi singi sentiments yang biraga, har yi wari bo mayam sing se, akoy da gito biyo hai bana chade, akoy da political MLA sing da, tawbira su yam phay, lairi ba local leader, Zilla Parishad members su yaw biri, moy gi thu da tawbira su yai.
The 4-day social service camp was kicked off by MLA of Khangabok Assembly Constituency, Okram Surjakumar, and Sangayumpham Zilla Parishad member Muhammad Hibshur Rahman by planting a number of tree saplings. Intending candidate of Uripok Assembly Constituency and President of Manipur Pradesh Youth Congress Committee, MPYCC, N. Mahananda, has installed street lamps along Rims Road as part of works in preparation of 2022 Manipur Legislative Assembly election. Speaking on the occasion, N. Mahananda declared, Rims Road is one of the most important roads of Imphal city and connects to not just Rims Hospital, but also VIP quarter areas. Regrettably, over the years, the dimly lit road has caused many accidents at night. Many appeals were made for lighting the street, but the state and concerned department have failed to translate their words into action. Mahananda further stated he had installed the street lamps with the intention to help night commuters and to reduce more such mishaps.
Lamdam asigi Manipur asigi chingi tamgi sinau sing mayam gi damak takhanduna hayeng uripok ta lakpa matamda rims ta lakpa matamda masi jaga se ngalagadi hay accident thokanaba loina gari urandanaba amadi masigi accident person loi thokanaba haidana masi ai hakna masi mai asi mayam gi damak ta lamdam sigi damak ta lakpa matamda khudong thidanaba mai thanjabani.
MLA of Sugnu Assembly Constituency, K. Ranjit, said the government will bear the consequences that will follow the shortages of urea fertilizer faced by the farmers. MLA Ranjit said this during a monetary assistance of 3 lakh rupees to the volunteers of 10 Community Home Isolation Center, CHIC, of the constituency yesterday. He also added that 4,500 bags of urea were allocated for the farmers of the constituency. He also asserted not to play politics in this matter. He stressed to table the matter during the assembly session over unavailability of fertilizers on time. Ranjit urged the officials of the department to distribute urea to the farmers of the constituency.
Aduna ai preski tilnau yaw ne ina appeal tawning base lairiba sarkar sina honorable chief minister the agriculture minister na manipur pumgi su kumangai ai gi su kendra gi su piriba har kharaduna loirabra makhata na ai opposition we na ai ngon pining draga su department ni mi thabiraga ai gi su kendra gi lomi mayam sigi dakar ba ha do Madudagi Tangandio, Sunu Kendri Lomi Mayam, Sulaga, request of Jerry.
As a security measure for the upcoming Independence Day, a team of Thoubal District Police and Women Police, led by Superintendent of Police, Thoubal District Police, H. Jogesh Chandra, conducted a search operation today at Kongjom Mayai Lekai. The operation began early morning at around 4 a.m. and continued till 6:45 a.m. During the operation, 80 houses were searched and 210 people were verified. However, there are no reports of anyone being detained. Hairok Assembly Constituency MLA Dr. Thokchom Radheshyam handed over the Shiva Mahadev Shrine to the public at Ngarothel in Hairok Part 3. MLA Radheshyam also constructed concrete fencing around the shrine and also installed LED floodlights. In an event organized by Hairok Shiva Mahadev Lai Committee, Radheshyam said, "We must believe in the Almighty to attain peace." He added that anyone who believes in him will never go on the wrong path. People of the area praised the MLA for his work. All Manipur Youth Protection Committee, MIPCO, has appealed to the masses to bring an amicable solution to the Manipur and India political conflict on the eve of Instrument of Accession Agreement signed on August 11, 1947. In a press release, President of MIPCO, L. Shyam Kuman, said a peaceful people's mass democratic movement is essential to end the political conflict between the two governments. However, MIPCO added that there is no anti-Indian or separatist movement involved. According to the Instrument of Accession, they agreed to revive the Manipur Constitution and State Assembly in 1948. President of MIPCO, L. Shyam Kuman, stressed on the need to bring an amicable solution to the long political conflict. MASACO, in collaboration with Ekta Parishad Manipur, today distributed edible items to 126 families of Haubam Marak, Patsoi and Nongpok Kaithel Manbi in Imphal West as a part of their initiative to provide services to 10,000 underprivileged families. The items were distributed to 32 families of Haubam Marakta, 30 families of Patsoi and 64 families of New Kaithel Manbi. So far, MASACO, along with other organizations of the state, has provided assistance to 6,639 families. President of MASACO, Pairojam Nando Luang, State Convener of Ekta Parishad Manipur, Aribam Rishikanta Sharma, and Secretary of Bal Vidya Mandir Alumni, Kamnam Chauba Meitei, took part in today's distribution. They also dispersed leaflets giving awareness about COVID-19. Distribution of urea fertilizers allotted for the Thoubal district by the Agriculture Department have begun through Deputy Commissioner Thoubal. The first phase of the distribution began at Thoubal Mela ground to around 300 farmers yesterday who had previously submitted papers to SDC Thoubal. For farmers under SDC Kongjom Circle, the urea were distributed at Kongjom Kaithel Community Hall. The fertilizers were distributed at Kangabok New Market for Kangabok Assembly Constituency and Hairok Part 2 Mayai Lekai Upper Primary School ground for Hairok Assembly Constituency, organized by District Agriculture Officer Thoubal and SDC Thoubal and SDC Hairok. Moving on to the national news, India recorded 28,204 new COVID-19 cases, 373 deaths in the last 24 hours. This is the lowest in 147 days, taking the total tally of cases to 3.19 crore, while the active cases fell to 3.88 lakh, the lowest in 139 days, according to the Union Health Ministry data update. The national COVID-19 recovery rate has increased to 97.45%, which is the highest ever recovery rate achieved, the ministry stated. The number of deaths has climbed to 4.28 lakh, the data updated showed. The active cases comprise 1.21% of the total infections, the lowest since March 2020, the ministry said. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has asked for the names of BJP MPs who were not present during the passing of bills in Parliament and said they are in trouble. Prime Minister Modi was upset at the MPs skipping Rajya Sabha yesterday and reportedly raised it at the weekly meeting of party MPs this morning. Many BJP MPs were absent, according to reports. Meanwhile, the BJP yesterday ordered all its Rajya Sabha MPs to be present in the House on Tuesday and Wednesday for key bills to be taken up. On the other hand, India's record haul at the Tokyo Olympics dominated today's meeting. According to Parliamentary Affairs Minister Prahlad Joshi, Prime Minister Modi told MPs that the view that sportspersons did not go to school was wrong. Prime Minister had given a call that no poor family should be without an Ayushman Bharat Golden Card so that they can get free treatment. He also asked MPs to promote the PM Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana so that every single farmer could be made a beneficiary. Political parties must make criminal records of their poll candidates public within 48 hours of their selection, the Supreme Court said today, in a big step towards decriminalizing politics. In a move to stop state governments from misusing their powers, the court also said criminal cases against MLAs or MPs cannot be withdrawn without approval from high courts. The court is hearing a petition that called for suspending the symbol of political parties that do not disclose criminal backgrounds of their candidates. Petitions have asked for contempt against political parties for not obeying the February 2020 orders of the Supreme Court. The verdict had said all political parties had to explain why they chose candidates with criminal cases and disclose details of the cases on their party website, along with the reasons for selecting such candidates. The Election Commission had directed political parties to publish this information on candidates in newspapers. The Election Commission had told the court it would suspend their symbols in line with the Supreme Court order. Moving on to the international news, China's coronavirus cases hit a 7-month high on Tuesday after a cluster at a test site drove up numbers as the Delta variant challenges Beijing's grip on the pandemic. State media has described the current outbreak, which has sparked local lockdowns, mass testing and travel restrictions, as the most severe since the virus emerged in the central city of Wuhan. But now cases are rising. Chinese health authorities today reported 143 new coronavirus infections, 108 of them locally transmitted. Dozens of cases came from a COVID-19 testing site in eastern Yangzhou city. Authorities are now working to shore up confidence that the latest resurgence is controllable. And now, before we wrap up, the top news headlines once again. Chief Minister N. Biren inaugurates Northeast region's largest LMO-O2 plant, along with PSA-O2 and cattle feed plants. Farmers of the state face fertilizer shortage. MLA O. Surya Kumar urges government to provide surplus fertilizer. And that's all for the Primetime English News. Thank you for watching.